welcome back to Becoming Parents episode 2 after a long time. So today, as usual, we have DaddyGen, Ernie Chen.
And MummyGen, Cheryl Lim.
And today's our topic will be screen time versus sanity. What's the right balance for young kids? Which I think a lot of parents will be talking about it, because as we saw, like a lot of parents out there, especially in the restaurant, they will be putting the screen in front of the kids while they are having their dinner or lunch. So a lot of parents are saying, I need some screen time because I need to relax as well. You are not parents, you don't understand one lah. So let's talk about the topics today, screen time versus sanity. So I think we break down into 3 sections. The first one, is screen time really good for kids? Second one, is screen time bad for kids? And third one, what is our practice with baby Chen? All right, so we'll go with the first one first. Is it screen time really bad for kids? What do you think?
I think before we even talk about that, I think it's important for the show Becoming Parents, right? So as parents, we have our opinions before and after becoming parents. So before parents, we obviously have our own opinions of what screen time is. And after becoming parents, we also have our opinion on what screen time is. And is screen time important? Is it something that is good or bad? There is always good and bad in everything. So to me, screen time is bad overall, because of all the research that's been done by a lot of different researchers, that screen time is actually bad, right? So from a technical standpoint, screen time, too much of it is not good. But from a sanity perspective, to keep the parents sane, sometimes we all just need that little bit screen time so that we can actually do the things that we need to do. Not so much just for ourselves, but to get things moving in a household. A very simple example is, if your child is constantly needing to be with you, and you can't seem to be able to do anything, as simple as even making milk for your child. Imagine carrying your child and making milk with some hot water. That would probably be a bit more dangerous. So it's easier for people to just say no screen time at all. I mean, I see some of these Mat Saleh content, Quailos, Americans or Western world, where they just say the first 4 years, screen time is just bad. So technically, of course, from a research standpoint, yes, it's bad.
Yeah.
But if you were to carry a child and make milk, and the child is just there in the way, isn't that just as bad? So to me, technical, yes, is bad, but in reality, not all screen time 100% is bad lah.
Yeah, I think the content that the parents allow the children to watch is very important, because some parents just turn on the TV, whatever content you just watch. I don't care. I don't filter. That's when a lot of children will start learning bad behaviors and all that. So I think for parents, we are very important as parents to do the filtering first. It is not bad necessary, because like what we have observed, baby Jen, she actually learned a lot of new vocabulary from the YouTube's video and all that. Of course, we as parents, we also accompany her to watch together. So we filter the content. And once we find that this content is not so suitable, we will skip it. Right? Because we know what is good content and what is not so suitable for the young kids to watch, and we make the decision for them instead of just letting them, since you enjoy the show, I let you watch, continue so I can do my things. So I think it's very important, not just like I just let you watch and then I do my things. So it's very important that for parents to plan ahead, to look at the content, what are the things that is suitable for the kids, what are the things that are not suitable for the kids.
I think the intention for how parents allow the children to watch the content online is very critical and important, right? So sometimes parents just lazy as in they just want to be on their phone scrolling their phone. So they just say, okay, since I want some me time to scroll my phone, that me time becomes 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours. So that intention of allowing a child to then watch whatever they want to watch on the screen becomes a habit.
Yes.
So you have that habit, the child have the habit, and when you want the child to get off the screen, they are not willing to do so.
Yes.
I think everything is a matter of habitual on how we train yourself and also the child to allow them to watch for the purpose of learning, for the purpose of growing, with a limited time frame. For example, if you will say, you are allowed to watch for 5 more minutes only.
Yes.
Make sure it's just 5 more minutes.
Yeah.
And the child will actually shut off the TV themselves.
Yep.
And in fact, we noticed that baby Jen actually, when we say it's time to go to school or it's time to leave, it's time to go playground, she would then pick up the remote and switch it off herself.
Yes.
So a lot of things is a matter of training ourselves and training the baby
Yep.
on the behaviors, because at the end of the day, whatever the baby does is actually what we allow and don't allow. So if
Correct.
you actually guide properly and allow the right kind of content, it actually is more beneficial than actually disruptive, right?
Yes.
And also the timing, I think, is a lot to do with the amount of time per session that you actually allow the child to be watching. Some parents just allow them to watch the whole entire day, so it becomes
Yes.
a bad habit. Some parents actually have specific times, and specific times means specific times that you watch, and also the amount of time that you actually watch as well. So I think a lot of this is the intention on what screen time is for, and
Yes.
how you actually use screen time to benefit the household, the family, the child, the parents.
Yep, correct. I also saw a posting recently on Xiaohongshu, you know. The mother got two kids. One is about, I think, 4 years old, another one about 2 years old. So both children, brother and sister, like to watch different content. So the brother will watch a TV. The daughters will watch the laptop because they only have one TV. So the mother posts on Xiaohongshu and asks, how can she do to stop them from watching TV while they are eating? Because she also mentioned that when she started to put the TV in front of them is because when she tried to bring the children out to eat outside, she's very concerned, very worried that both children will scream. So they decided to put the screen in front of them. So it became a habit. And now she realized that it's actually, it might affect their growth because they cannot concentrate on eating. They keep on watching. And I look at a video, the daughters, once she see the YouTube got advertisement came out, she would immediately want to stand up from the high chair and go and press it. So it's like kind of already very into the video, very into the content. It's like every time when they want to eat, they just want to watch something. So the mother is asking for help, like how can I stop them from watching? At the same time, I can bring them out to have a meal peacefully.
To me, everything starts from the beginning, but if you're already in the situation, it's a whole different ball game altogether. If you have not started the journey on allowing, I think a decision made with your other half
It's very
on not
important.
allowing the baby to have the screen time during meal time is critical. So we decided before Baby Jane came about that she was not going to be having screen time during meal time, because
Yep.
meal time is for the family to sit down, have conversation. Believe me, it is not easy because you are very busy during mealtime.
Yeah.
And it's not like one parent take the other parent, the other baby out, and the other parent eats, right? It's actually everyone eating together. And it's busy because the baby is not going to sit down peacefully,
Yes.
quietly, just eat their food.
Yes.
That'll be fantastic if your baby does that. But if your baby does not do that, that's normal. We experience that. But the reality is that we are going to be very busy during mealtime, conversing, serving, making sure that she's eating, making sure that we are eating, making sure that we are helping each other out to make sure that the meal goes through, right?
Yeah.
So it's not something that you want to allow. That means you're saying that I don't want her to scream, I don't want her to be not focusing, therefore I put the screen there.
Yeah.
If you're going to start with that behavior is going to continue. So it's not something that we encourage anyone to start. So a decision made before you ever take your baby out for a meal is to decide on no screen time. Now, if you have already done that, means to say you are already allowed screen time, that now, like that mother, you want to get out of that situation, you want to get out of that behavior. Instead of trying it outside the home, I suggest that you actually do it at home.
Yeah.
What do you do? So even at home, Baby Jen and us, she is not allowed to have screen time when we eat together. She actually have her own table and her own seat next to our dining table, and we sit there to eat with her and to actually converse with her. We have
Yes.
tested many different approaches. We have actually also put her together with us, with just us feeding her or just her feeding herself without us eating. She tend to eat less. But when we eat together and we have conversation and she eats some of our food, she has her own food, she tend to eat more and more focused in eating. So to me, if you want to change a behavior, you need to reset the whole entire environment by starting at home. So you don't
Yeah.
have the pressure of giving her the screen time, because if you take her outside, you're under pressure. You
Correct.
don't want people to look at you as a terrible parent. Then you just want her to keep quiet and shut up. You provide the screen time. So that's not something that I encourage you to do. I would say to reset the whole entire behavior and situation, you want to redo it at home,
Yep.
where you are not under pressure, so that you are able to have the patience to then not have the screen time, sit down and be busy having food, eating with her together. Everything is a habit. Everything is behavior training. It can be reset. Just like a bad dog who bites and do a lot of screaming and yelling and barking can be retrained. Babies are the same. We are
Yeah.
all having animal instincts as humans as well. We learn through behavioral training. So that's what I would suggest.
Yeah, I think everything starts from home. And also, you kind of expect the first time that you try to stop them from screen time, they're going to be cooperate with you. They're going to be not crying, not screaming. They're going to cry, they're going to scream. You just have to train yourself to be okay with it, right? Sometimes baby Jen also she will scream, she will cry, she will want to watch some TV, even though she knows that during mealtime she's not allowed to. But we know that already. We stand strong, we stand firm on our principle, which is not allowed. So we will explain to her, we will tell her during mealtime you should focus on eating, we should converse. So you have to explain to the children instead of just scolding them. Why are you still screaming? Why no. Instead of saying no, explain to them what's the reason, and children will understand it. Children will want you to tell them, to explain to them why, instead of saying no. If not, whatever you say no, they also will tend to want to do it more. So I think that's very important.
A lot of parents actually always say that I don't have the patience like you do. If you say patience, I think in general we all don't have that kind of patience. It's not so much of whether we are like that, we have the patience or not. I'm a business owner, right? So I run our businesses. I don't have much patience for things to be slow or be repeating the same thing. So in life, it's not about what we are, what we are not. It is a decision we make. Once we decided that this is how we're going to take the journey to help our child develop better, you have that patience. The patience is decided upon. You decide that you have the patience to be able to speak to the child and explain, and you continuously have that relationship. In no time, the relationship will become a conversational relationship. It becomes an understandable relationship. Now, I'm not saying that baby Jen does not scream, yell, and cry when she has a tantrum, right? Especially when she gets closer to Terrible 2. But the reality is that it's not as bad as most people say it is. Everyone who's been there, done that, they always have this negativity in the way they say it. When baby Jane first came into the world, they told me, oh, you're going to have a lot of tired days. You're going to be having a tough time. You know, it's crazy.
Yeah.
The reality is, yes, it's tough, but it's not going to help it if you tell someone it's going to be very tiring, it's going to be more tired. Yeah, we have been very tired, but
we enjoyed it.
Yeah, that's the whole idea. So instead of you telling other people, telling yourself that it's a tiring process, it's tough, we all know that. So instead of just telling each other that, I think it's important for us to encourage each other. Part of the process is to enjoy the process of being tired. Enjoy the process of everything that you have to go through. And most recently, I mean, just at the shopping mall, baby Jen is closing to 2 already, right? And at the grocery, my friend's wife then mentioned, because their child is about, I think, 18, then the first thing he said, oh, you got a long way to go. It's going to be a tough journey. You see, it's a lot to do with what you experience and what you pick up as good and bad. And people in general tend to be more pessimistic, more negative in nature. For me, the first thing I was like, I'm a business owner. I have more time now. In fact, it's better that I'm older to have a young child now because I'm able to spend more time with her. And I enjoy every bit of it. So everything is a matter of how you see it and what you do with it. Life is as such. You see it positively, enjoy the process, it will be an enjoyable journey. But if you see it as a chore, as troublesome, as difficult, you're going to have a tough time growing your child in every single situation. So if you got stuck in a situation, you can decide to change that today, right now. Decide and move it forward. Instead of saying that, you have a better life, you have more time. You see, you go on that route, it's going to be forever bad. So decide for yourself what you want the outcome to be.
I think it's very important that parents' mindset, they decide what they want, they decide what they think, they actually decide the life for their children. If let's say you already know the screen time is very bad for your children, but you don't take action, you cannot train yourself, you cannot tell yourself that it is okay for them to scream a little bit, for them to, pull through that journey, then the child will forever be with the screen and they will not be having conversation with you. They will be stick with their phone. They go to primary school, they go to secondary school, and then that's all. Your life with your children, that's all. And then they get married. So I think...
And then the vicious cycle will continue.
Yep.
Because what they experience is what they will continue doing it for their future generations. Which is why it's very difficult to break out of those vicious cycles of generational transfer of experience and knowledge. what a set of parents experienced in their past, they then hand me down. They pass it
Yes.
over to the next generation, and it continues. So for certain families, why it's very difficult for them to break that vicious cycle is because it's too difficult for a lot of people to decide that, hey, I'm going to be the generation that will break this vicious cycle.
Yes.
It's just too much effort, too much work.
Correct.
If you allow, it continues. So sometimes you need a certain personality, a certain character to just say, I'm going to be the one that's going to break this vicious cycle that is no longer going to be continuing the way it used to be, the way my parents used to do it. I'm going to be the reason for my future generation to be better, to be more loving, more caring, more conversational, no screen time on dinner tables, but we have a better life together and a future generation that's better.
Yeah, put a stop at it.
Yeah.
So another thing, some parents will say they look at social media, they look at all the report from all this doctor, researcher, and say screen time is very bad. So they totally don't allow their children to watch watch any TV, watch any phone. Do you think it's good for the children?
Personally, I feel everything in moderation is always good. I myself believe a lot of the things I learned in life was through TV. Through content, through the online content. So we are living in a world where we cannot do without social media, we cannot do without online content.
Yes.
By restricting completely 100%, you are literally taking away real life, real world from the child, and that's gonna stifle their growth.
Yep.
I'm not saying allow them 24/7 of content. I'm saying be prepared to have selected hours of screen time that fits into the life schedule. And that's very important. In everything in life, balance is important. Too much of everything is also a bad thing.
Yes.
Nothing of something that exists is also a bad thing. So to me, balance is very important. When they say no screen time at all for the first 4 years or first 7 years of your life, that's ridiculous and stupid. If you have a child and you are going to be doing that, you are literally locking them out of the world of online, which is literally putting them in a jail, not knowing what's happening in the world.
Yep.
So it is not so much of whether you allow them some screen time or no screen time. It is a matter of scheduling and training the behaviors of when screen time is allowed. And only those times that you can either accompany them to watch and accompany them to decide what kind of content is beneficial. So that's how I would say screen time is good and bad. It's not so much on whether they should have it or not, but how much of it and when they should be having it.
Yeah, I think by DaddyGen watching different kind of content, we will be able to find out actually what she likes. Like some of the K-pop music, certain style she like it, certain style she doesn't like it. And like she will watch the Disney parade, she enjoyed it. So we know that she actually enjoyed this kind of character, she enjoyed this kind of music. So from there, actually you can find out that what do your kids like? What do they prefer? Then you can plan like a family outing, bring them to a theme park that is related to the theme and all that. So I think that's very important. Parents not just turning on the TV, let them watch the TV without knowing that what your children are consuming, but you actually, from what your children are watching, you analyze, you try to understand what they have consumed and also observe their growth. Like we saw DaddyGen will follow the dancing movement. It's from the YouTube video that we never teach her before. So I think this kind of content is very good for children, and for parents, we put the effort to observe, put the effort to screen through all the content, put the effort to do some research about what are the good content that we actually can show to your kids.
But every parent will decide what is right for them. You decide what is good for you. We decide what is good for us.
Yep.
So if you feel what we share and what we are saying is bullshit, is nonsense, then you do you. You do whatever you want to do. But what has happened to us is it has worked. And it has done amazing things for the family, for the baby. And we continue to do a lot of different things. So when you say no content at all, then what are you doing with your child? What are you really doing a child from Monday to Sunday, 7 days a week? DaddyGen goes through a lot of things from Monday to Sunday. Is she overloaded with a lot of things? Not really. Does she have a variety of things to do? Yes. Started from 3 months old, she went for swimming. Then she went to gyms. She went to
music.
She traveled 8 different countries. She'll be heading to America soon before she even turns 3. So there are a lot of things that you can actually do with your child. Then people will then say, yeah, you are
You're
fortunate.
different,
You got all these things. You're
Correct.
different. You give all these
You
things,
got
right?
money, you can
Got-
spend.
You see how the mindset works. It's up to you. Even if you got no money or got money, you can still do things. You can create just at home. Sometimes Mama Jen creates a obstacle course at home, right? And I come home, I see cushions everywhere because she says she noticed Baby Jen whenever she watches those content online, she
Yep.
likes to climb things, right? Whenever there are obstacles, you create like a little simple obstacle at home, doesn't cost you anything. You
Yep.
can have a simple camp on a Friday night, because Friday night nowadays we can't go out much. So one Friday night, you just put the chairs around, put the blanket over it, this blanket, and then we have a camp inside the hall.
Yes.
Doesn't cost much, right? Maybe aircon, which you'll be turning on anyways, is even better. Aircon at home for a campsite at home that is air conditioned, because I don't like campsite outside. So everything is a matter of what you decide to do. Not everything costs money. Not everything requires a lot of time and effort outside. You can actually just do it at home, which we do a lot at home. We also do a lot of outside things as well.
Correct.
And there are times for sleeping. There's time for resting. Baby just still takes her afternoon naps when she's at home. When she goes to school, she's still at nap as well. So everything is not overloaded. Everything is a matter of what you plan for your family and your child to go through.
Yeah, everything is very balanced. I think parents' mindset is really play a very important role, because our parents, after they come back from home, from work, they will say, I'm very tired. I just want to have some me time. So they just lay on the sofa, watch their phone, and the children will be watching TV. And then after that, children will be going into their bedroom to sleep and so on. So there's no quality time spent between the parents and the children. The parents just want to have their me time, and the children will just be like, it's okay lor, then I watch TV lor. That's why the habit start from there. It's because my parents don't even want to spend some time with me. Actually, children, they want us to be around. They want to spend time with us. It's when parents, you don't put an effort to spend a little bit time with them, they will start to attach with their TV, they will start to attach with their phone. It's because the phone and TV will be there for them whenever they need them. Yeah. So I think it's a parent's decision. If you want to change your children's life, you should start changing your lifestyle as well.
I mean, it's your decision lah. Sure. A lot of people have all kinds of reasons of why they don't want to do something or why they want to do something. So you need to decide what you want for the long term, for the long run. If you're okay with that, then okay lor.
Yeah.
If you are not okay with that, then you need to do something lor. At the end of the day, it's your life, your family life, your child's life. What you want as an outcome, you would then decide what you will do today for the future. So that's how I see it to be always lah.
Yep. There are also research say, if let's say children have too much of screen time, it will increase the risk of ADHD. Like they have inattention, they have behavioral problems in the preschools, which we have experienced. A lot of children actually have that kind of issue when they come into our preschool little apartment. They kind of cannot focus, and they need one-to-one attention from our teacher. So what do you think? Is it really because of screen time so the children become ADHD?
I personally feel it's a combination of a lot of things. Screen time is obviously one very core component, because you can actually see the eyes of the child when they watch the content online. Their attention is just so focused to the content. I see that in Baby Jen, even though it's for a short period of time.
Yep.
So I think it's very important to ensure that there is engagement with the screen time. Means to say that when I'm sitting with her, I'm having a chat with her, I'm having a dance with her to the screen. It's activity continuously, but it's also allowing her to have that little bit, but not too much. It's really a balance. Does it affect? I believe so. Is it also because of not getting enough attention from the parents or the surrounding of humans living around? Is also something that has to do with it. So ADHD, it could be something that is developed from a combination of a lot of things, not necessarily just one thing. I think it's very easy to just blame it on screen time.
Yeah.
Right? So that's a part of it, but not everything is from that part. So it's a combination of a lot of things.
Yeah, because I think when I look at Baby Jen, when she's watching TV, certain content, like certain song, for example, Baby Shark, she will want us to dance together with her. So I think some of parents at home, they are not engaging with the children. The children will just look at the TV, shark, do. They do it themselves. So parents totally don't know what's happening. But Baby Jen actually wants to engage, and it is part of the conversations that we have. It's part of the things that we do at home together. It's like we watch TV together, we understand the content together, we dance together, we want to go to playground together, that kind of thing. So the engagement lah. If not, the kids will be like, I need your attention. I don't know how to get your attention, so I go to school. I need the teachers to be one-to-one to me. I want teacher. I because they feel the teacher is caring for them. They feel finally someone that is there to want to teach them something. So they started to like crying when the teacher walked away and so on. I believe it is because of that. They feel someone is care for them when they go to another environment. I'm not sure about that because I observe in our preschool, sometimes we have some trial students come to trial class, right? Somehow the students need special attention, even though they are 5-6 years old. Once the teacher walk away from them, they will start crying already. It's like,
of course, special attention because you get no attention. You get no attention at home, then you need special attention.
Yeah.
So why do they call it special needs kids or special attention? Because they never had any attention. That's the only time they get attention.
Yes.
And if you think you are needing someone to give special attention and you don't give the attention because you have to make money, you actually make money to pay for the special attention. You might as well spend that time to give the attention so that you don't have to send your kids for a one-to-one attention, which is more money.
Exactly. So I think this is a part that parents don't understand. Actually, you keep on saying that I need to make money, I need to make more money, I need to work, so I don't have time to spend with my children. Actually, the money that you make, gonna pay for all this special needs center, gonna pay for all this medical bill, go and check with doctor, is it my kids are special kids and all that. So I think a lot of kids are special in a way is because of parents giving the excuses that I need to make money, I need to make more money so I can afford a better life for my children and all that. And the other things that I had conversations with my team also, that some students, some children, they have speech delay. It's because certain content that they watch, it comes with the sign language. Like let's say, Miss Rachel, I want more. So parents actually converse with the children with the sign language as well. Even though the children already turned 2 years old, 3 years old, they're still using the sign language. It actually causes a child to become a speech delay because for them, their understanding is, oh, this is a language. Even though they already can speak the word, but because the parents are still using the sign language at home with them. So I think parents have to be aware on the children development stage. When they come to like 1 year old plus, actually they can start speaking already certain words. I noticed that same peer with Baby Jen, some of them can speak more different languages. Like Baby Jen can speak other languages as well. So
English.
I think it's very important that the environment that you set for them, like I will speak Mandarin with Baby Jen, DaddyGen will speak English with Baby Jen. So Baby Jen will pick up some Mandarin word and she also will pick up some English words. So I think the environments that you provide for your children is very, very important.
Yep.
So I think we have shared a lot about our opinion on screen time versus sanity. So if let's say parents, you think you are on this, you have the same thought as us, do comment, do give us some what you have practiced at home, and also give some other parents some advice, like what do you do at home with your children, because some parents, they really don't know what they should do at home, especially on a weekend. I don't want to go out, but I don't know what to do with them at home, so I turn on TV.
Actually, it's not difficult. I think you just need to Google or go to YouTube and find for yourself. You cannot give screen time to your kids as much. You figure out online yourself, learn what you can do with your child and your kid and your family. Every weekend, there must be something to be done, right? It doesn't cost a lot of money. You go out for a makan, you already spend 200-300 ringgit. You take your kid for one of those playlands, which is everywhere, physical. It's just probably going to cost you about 5 ringgit for the child or less than that, and you guys are going to be paying for adults 20. So like a whole entire family going in there probably costs about 50 ringgit to 100 ringgit for a weekend. You can spend easily 4 or 5 hours inside there. So some of these activities are critical and important for you to be able to do with your child. It doesn't cost a lot of money. It just requires a lot of thinking time, effort. If we are willing, there is a way. So find the way with your willingness to do it. You think it's what, because we are bosses and we are able to do whatever? I do everything at home myself, because my friend also asked, you're using a helper, right?
Helper.
What helper? I'm the helper. I do everything at home. I have to do the laundry. I have to do my daughter's laundry, baby Jen's laundry. I have to do our laundry. We have to clean the house. We have to cook our meals or tapao and clean after ourselves. So everything is a decision that we decide, and once we decide, we go ahead. Are we tired? Yes, of course we are tired. We also have businesses, we also have a job, we also have our own family to take care of. So there are a lot of things that we also have to do. So everything is not a matter of how much I have to do or you have to do. Everything is a matter of what we are willing and decided to do.
Yes, correct. And also, I think even though you plan on a weekend, go out with your children, play in a playland or so on, don't just be there because you just let them play. We have an experience in a playland before. The parents will keep on taking video selfie while their children are playing around, and the little baby was sitting in front of a slide, which any children can come down from the slide and bang into their child. And they saw it, they just ignore. They continue to take content on their own. So I think parents, when you go out, when you plan something, you really want to spend time with your children, you really spend some quality time with them.
The word is called engagement. Be engaged with your child. It's not just about you taking them to a playland, but be engaged, right? Play along, converse, have fun. That's what it's all about. And that's why the relationship will become better and better every single day.
Yeah, if not, everyone will say, you see, later when they turn into teenage time, 10 years old, 11 years old, and now getting earlier, they will not stick with you already one. So I think it's a matter of how you look at it, and also what are the engagement that you actually gave to your children. Yep. So that's all for today's episode about screen time versus sanity.
Sanity comes from us knowing what we are doing. Sanity is not coming from you needing some personal time. If you plan well and you know exactly what you're doing, you will be having sanity. You will be sane, just like we are being sane. With that, thank you for watching episode 2 of Becoming Parents. I'm DaddyGen.
I'm MummyGen.
See you in the next episode.
Bye-bye.